So I'm going to show you how to import a test and activate it in your Blackboard course shell. So you'll already have downloaded the file that was sent to you, the zipped file with the test inside. So open up your Blackboard shell and go to Course Tools. Click on it, scroll down to Tests, Surveys, and Pools, and then click on Tests. And then you're going to just click on Import Test. Now you have the option Browse My Computer, so click on that. And now it's going to go to wherever you normally import from. In my case, it's my desktop. That's where I saved the file. And so I'm going to click on the file, this test export file, click Open. And then you can see the name of the file there. I'm then going to click Submit. And now, as you can see here, it's saying how long it takes, and now it has been processed. It's now been imported into Blackboard. However, it's not active, so instead I have to figure out where I'm going to put it. So you might want to go to Content, or wherever you're putting the files that you want the students to access. I'm using a different folder, but I'm just going to do it in this blank content folder to show you. Click on Assessments, the Assessments drop-down, and Test. And you can see all the tests that I've ever done are in here. In your case, you might have many, or you might just have the one that you've imported. So, Midterm Italian 111. I happen to have 2 versions of it, but it doesn't matter, you will only have one. So you highlight it, click Submit, and then it's going to give you options for the test. You can write instructions to the students here. You could even change the color. I like to make it red so they know it's extremely important when they see the link. You might want them to see the test description before they begin it. Make available to students. Do this if you want them to be able to see this right away. If you don't want them to have access to the midterm yet, you can keep it at no until you're ready to activate it. Or what you can do is you can give a particular display date. So if you know that, say, on the 17th at 1 p.m. you want it to be available, you can select that. Do not allow multiple attempts, obviously. Instead, you want to set the timer. So we're selecting 120 minutes. That's the time that your students should be given to complete the exam. I always select auto submit, so if they don't click submit at the end of the exam, it doesn't lose all their work. Auto submit means that as soon as they exit the exam, it will submit as it is. Now, if you have any students who you know through Fitable have exceptions, meaning they usually get time and a half, you can give time and a half on this. You just add user or group, select the name of the student. I'm just choosing any random student. And you can then adjust the time for them. So say this student was going to get time and a half, they would have 180 minutes to complete the exam. Again, I'm not going to do this for this student, but that is one option that you can have so that the Fitable students can take the exam as well as all the other students online. Okay, the due date, that's very important. You don't want them to have forever, so select whatever due date you want to give them. Here you can change the date choosing from the calendar, and you can also give them a specific time. Usually I tell students that assignments are due by the end of the day. That means 11:59 p.m. If you choose midnight on, say, the 14th, it means that it's actually in the morning, so they will not have access that day. It's very confusing for students, so never choose that. Either choose a specific time that you tell them or the end of the day, and then they'll know that they have to do it by 11:59 p.m. that day. And then, of course, unless for some reason you're not allowing this, do not allow students to start the test if the due date has passed. If you give them a hard due date and you don't want them to, have an endless amount of time to do the exam, make sure that you click that box. Another thing I do is I want all of the students to see the answers so they know what they got wrong, including feedback, anything that I write on the exam when I correct it, because some of the questions are open-ended, so you will have to grade them manually in Blackboard. So I click all of those options so that they will see them, but I make sure that they will see them after the due date. If you click after submission, it means students could see what the correct or incorrect answers that they gave before the due date for that exam is passed, which means they can tell their classmates what answers are correct or not. So again, I always choose after the due date. They will be able to see the correct responses. And then you click submit, and then that exam is available to students or not. I didn't make it available yet, so it now says item is hidden from students. If I made it available, again, I can just go back to edit the test options, scroll on down, make available to students, click submit, and there we go. Now it is available, okay? And again, I want it to not be available, so I'm going to edit the test options and wait until I want to deploy the exam for the students. If you have any questions, just let me or Erica know, and good luck with your exams.